So good afternoon. My name is Jose Romero. I have introduced myself before, so I won't do it again. The name of the project that we're working with and analyzing is Women, Democracy, Political Parties, and Gender Equality in Ecuador. The intention is to go from theory into the realms of reality. Our target audience, as we have said before, are women in power, involved in political party activism, and the framework that we're working against with is 2,500 years of patriarchy, which contain direct, structural, and attentional violence. The intention of this project is to empower women in politics into a more structural and effective gender equality political action. And the focus of this video is going to be on one of theory use essential tools for action, which is the trust container. A trust container is a group within the group that holds the group so it can experience and learn in trust. And as it develops trust, deeper trust, it develops more of a capacity of learning and going into action and creating futures. So what are the 5 components of this trust container as we've validated certain prototypes before? So allow me to share screen, okay, so that we can go through these elements. Okay, so the first one would be to have a clear intention. The group within the group develops a very clear intention either to hold the group or to take it into specific spheres of knowledge. Very important to have a connection of silence. Practice silence before actually having sessions. And the reason for this is that at the core of silence, there is creativity. The more silence that we practice, the more we connect to the new, in theory, but also in action. Suspending of judgment is one of the important challenges. The more we hold on to our judgment, the more we hold on to our own reality, to that which we know, to that which we repeat. If we can suspend it, then we can start developing respect for others through listening and the entering into the new arenas of knowledge. The fourth element is the art of listening. As we've gone through Theory U, the art of listening is sort of like core to many things we do. So going into deeper listening out of the 4 levels in Professor Sharma's sort of like axiology or paradigm, it is important to start exploring into deeper levels, empathic listening and generative listening. And as we do this, we approach action learning. Every action becomes a source of new knowledge and creation of new futures, which in themselves become the origin of new learning. Okay, holding the space. So allow me to go back to full screen, and here we go. So what are some of the lessons learned that we've picked up from past experiences? As a trust container holding group, practice silence together. The more we practice, the more we can share it. Develop joint intentions. Just to support the group is a great intention. We can also support combined intentions to go into deeper levels of knowledge. We need to be diligent and careful about the language. Whatever language we use, we need to just define it and generate the space so that it can be experienced. For example, people are usually, when they're unfamiliar with silence, certain levels of fear and resistance may appear. So this is fine. Just give it its space share that this is perfectly normal, that people can actually experience silence with us or during those periods, and is to take a rest. Everything is really like based on a deep, of course, voluntary level, but it's important people feel with clear concepts, and comfortable in their practice. Generate evidence for every concept. There's, for example, a lot of scientific data on the relationship between science and creativity, so it can be very useful to bring it through and share it. And the last recommendation is put everything into practice. The more we practice, the more we advance. So what is the conclusion to this? Our biggest lesson learned: put the 5 elements into action. They don't necessarily have to be in a sequential way. Put them when adequate, but make them work for you. And the more the group goes into the exploration and practice of these elements, the more we can go into the relationship between personal mastery and new relationships. And when we're developing horizontal collaborative relationships, we can really jump into new futures. Thank you. So, we're just all deeply invited to explore, and in the next sessions, we'll be going actually through the practice of this. Thank you. Thank you.